Well, I got into politics because I was frustrated with what was going on at the local level. And I decided that if I wanted to make some changes and do things that I wanted to see done, that the best way to do that was to run for public office. So I ran for chairman of the St. Clair County Board, which is the only other elected office that I've held. Was elected to that position, served there for 8 years, and then went to the United States Congress.
In 1988, when he came to the U.S. House of Representatives, Jerry really was starting a new tradition. Melvin Price had been the congressman in that district since 1944. So for 44 years, there'd been only one person, and then Jerry Costello came on the scene. And many people didn't know whether this young man could match up with the great contribution made by Congressman Price. But he was well prepared, committed, and brought real energy and talent to the job.
When I ran for chairman of the county board, I was 29 years old, and when I ran for the United States Congress, I was 38. But I went to Congress with the thought in mind that there were a number of projects in the St. Louis region that we had started at the local level and the regional level that I wanted to move along.
Jerry knew that if our Illinois side of the river was going to grow with Missouri, we had to work with Missouri on economic projects like MetroLink, Scott Air Force Base, a new bridge. All of those things linked the two sides of the river, making them one economic entity that could grow. I think he, more than any other person in the region, was committed to that even before he was elected to the House.
One of the projects that I am very proud of is MetroLink, because I was one of the few officials able to participate in starting the project at the local level, and then to be able to go to Congress and in fact finish it to make certain that we got the federal funding. It was a major accomplishment, not only to bring it here, but to expand it to the Illinois side of the river.
When I take a look at the projects that have made a difference in the St. Louis regional area, they even asked the people of St. Louis, what's the most important thing that's happened in the last several years? The number one project on the list was MetroLink. MetroLink was an earmark. It was an earmark by then Congressman Gephardt, by myself as a member of Congress, and then Jerry Costello, following through with the expansion of MetroLink. And those earmarks have delivered a transportation system which is the envy of the Midwest.
I had to fight off a guy who was the big anti-earmarker, who said, "Why, you're earmarking highway funds for a bridge?" I said, "Yeah, you may come from Arizona where they don't need bridges because you don't have a lot of water. But if we're going to have bi-state cooperation between the east side and the Missouri side, we've got to have bridges."
We were able to get the largest earmark in the federal highway bill that in fact remained in the bill, and it was $239 million to build a new Mississippi River Bridge, which is under construction today. It's a project not only of significance in our region, but it's a project of national significance. Scott Air Force Base is a huge economic engine for the entire St. Louis region.
It is literally the largest employer south of Peoria in the state of Illinois. It's an important resource for national security. It's an important source of good-paying jobs in the area. Luckily, Jerry Costello decided early on Scott Air Force Base was his project to make sure that it survived and grew.
We targeted missions that were in other areas of the country to bring to Scott Air Force Base, and it paid off. Not only did we keep Scott open, but we brought new missions here. We now have major commands here that were located in other parts of the country. It meant hundreds of millions of dollars for the local economy, and it brought good-paying jobs. I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish at Scott, and very proud of the fact that Secretary Gates, on his last visit to Scott Air Force Base before he left as Secretary of Defense, said that Scott now is one of the top 3 bases from the standpoint of how important it is to the Pentagon and to the defense of our country.
Well, I can tell you there are only 3 ways to leave Congress, and 2 of them are bad. His voluntary decision to retire raised a lot of questions. Why would Jerry, in the prime of his political career, decide to step aside?
I am in perfect health, in spite of the rumors that anyone may hear. People can't believe that you would actually want to leave Congress on your own. There is no reason other than the truth, and the truth is, I have a granddaughter who's in the 5th grade, and when I told her that I was not going to run for re-election, she said, well, what does that mean? And I said, it means a year from now, I will complete my term and I'll be able to spend more time here at home. And she said, well, Grandpa, does that mean you might be able to come to Grandparents' Day next year? That kind of summed it all up. And those are some of the things that I want to do. They'll be seeing me at baseball games and soccer games and basketball games. So I'm going to spend more time back here than I